And welcome back to Devil May Cry 4. Now we're now on mission 8. Now we're going to be getting out of the forest. Yeah, we only spent like what, one mission beforehand in the forest. Now we're already leaving. Anyway, apologies for not many uploads recently. There's going to be a bit of a running thing now for a while. There's not going to be a part every single day. It'll probably be like every other day. Expect a part, just because I want to try and time it reasonably. Because if you get one every day, I don't know. I'd run out of stuff to do very quickly, because I've only got so many games I can play, and since the PS4's recording system, you know, only works with PS4, I'm already quite limited, so I need to try and last out. I mean, when the Final Fantasy X starts, it'll be alright, but until then, because I still plan on doing that, nothing's changed there. But anyway, back to this. The boss fight at the end of this has actually given me a bit of trouble. I've had quite a few attempts beforehand before trying to do this, and that's because it's Credo. And Credo, if you underestimate Credo on normal or easy, you might get away with it. You underestimate him on anything above that, you will die. And I made that mistake, so I will be very cautious when you get to him, because I don't want to die again. Because I want to try and make each mission run as smooth as possible for you guys to watch. Because if you had deaths or me using items here and there, it'd sort of ruin the experience a little. And it is sort of Devil May Cry, you are supposed to be able to show off a little. Jeez, look how fast he goes using the Devil Trigger version of that. But no, it did do a cutscene there of showing off the assaults. And that's because this is the first proper time you're supposed to encounter the assaults. But of course, now we're playing on Son of Sparda, not normal. We've already encountered a few of them by this point. And there's still not much of a trouble, just they might start trying to get into the ground now because they're a little later on, so they're going to start using later on tricks. I say later on, we're still not even halfway. Because there's 20 missions in this game. This mission and mission 10 are the only two missions I was a little concerned about playing through, just because mission 8's boss is very challenging. Like this mission here, Credo, is very challenging, and mission 10's boss, you'll either get it done in your first try or 100th. But I think I've got that locked down, so I should be alright when we get to that. And besides, we had the whole mission 9 yet, so I'll have more than enough practice. And we're also starting to reach the part of the game where there's going to be a boss fight at the end of practically every mission. Like, I think the only mission on top of my head that doesn't have a boss is 12. Every other mission has a boss from this point onwards. Let's see if I can fill up. I was going to see if I can try and fill up my concentration, but that one started attacking. I still really hate these enemies. So just to disrupt your combo whilst you're trying to do your thing. Ow. Look, seriously, I was in the middle of hitting it. Seriously, look, middle combo and it just bonk, and that's it. You can't do anything about that. I don't agree with that choice at all, because it should be completely the player's fault if they get hit, not the game's program saying, you know what, I'm going to get you hit this time. Because look, a middle combo and suddenly hit. I'm just going to keep doing this. Bastard things. With the Sephirotic fruit, we got last part. We can now get here under the stairs to where we need to go for our next boss. And first we got this weird little puzzle, and it's really easy. It's just follow the sunlight. So you just look at the shadows and go, alright, the sun's that way, and then go to it. And it makes us do this puzzle again later on, and it's no harder. Because, oh look, the shade's pointing against us, so let's go this way. If you do go the wrong way, the only thing that you can get out of it is a blue orb fragment. So if you're trying to 100% this, you'll have to go the wrong way once. And it was actually one of the blue orb fragments I missed for the longest time, just because I never fucked up the puzzle. But we are now approaching Credo. We got one more proper fight, and then we're facing him. Because that big white block of a tower off in the distance is where we need to be. And it's also where the next few missions are going to be spent. That's sort of annoying with the assaults. When they're downed, you can't lift them up. You just have to wait. There we go. Here's your statue if you need upgrading. So the statue is always like a good warning that a boss is coming up. It's sort of like back in Bravely Default, where there's always the merchant just before a boss fight, so you always know shit's about to get real when you see the merchant. And if you don't have the sprint upgrade by this point, I feel sorry for you, because this is quite a run. When we reach up here, we have Credo. Strategies: keep moving, because you will get cracked a lot like that. And try and focus on putting as much impact on the shield when you go to the defense, because if you can break the shield, you can mow on him for a while. I'm going to be shutting up for most of this fight, because like I said, this is challenging. It takes forever to break the shield though, so if you feel like you're doing nothing by doing this, don't worry, you are, it's just taking a while. So his shield's red now, so it's nearly broken. Ooh. There we go. That was actually quite challenging. I did get cracked quite a few times during that, but that was a fun fight, and that is probably my favourite boss fight in the game. And it's finally over. That's the only boss in the game you fight once, by the way. The rest of them you do fight more than once, whether it's through boss rushes or just because the game says so. But yeah, that was mission 8. I think that was an A rank. It might give me an S. Oh no, that was an A. And that's mission 8, finally over. Sorry for the late upload.